Most people will tell you this shock absorber is impossible to repair, but they are wrong. Hi everyone, Bogomil here, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are taking a break from Lamborghinis, no Ferraris, no hypercars. Instead, I'm going to show you one of the rarest old-timer suspensions. This is a shock absorber from 1993 Mitsubishi Sigma. Many even call it the Japanese S-Class of its era. This suspension was sent to us by a professional restoration workshop in Germany. And there is a very good reason why. Brand new OEM shock absorber no longer exist. Aftermarket replacements simply don't work properly and they reduce the value of the vehicle. So if you want to preserve the original value and the originality of the car, there is only one option: rebuild the original suspension. But that's much easier said than done, because this is one of the most complex shock absorbers we ever repaired. At first glance, it looks like a conventional McPherson strut, but it isn't. Back in the early 1990s, Mitsubishi engineers designed an advanced suspension system. This vehicle's weight is carried by conventional coil spring. But inside, in the same strut, there is also an integrated air spring, this little air spring. Unlike a full air suspension, the air spring doesn't support the vehicle's weight. Instead, it automatically compensates for additional load and keeps the ride height constant. So this suspension combines both a coil spring and an air spring in one single assembly. And that's not all. This is also an electronically controlled adaptive shock absorber. An electric motor rotates a long needle valve running through the entire piston rod. By changing the oil flow, the system switches between comfort and firm damping. For a production car built in 1993, this was an advanced engineering. So here is the shock absorber with we cut the air spring to show you the biggest challenge. Or why do so many specialists consider the shock absorbers impossible to rebuild? The answer is here. On almost every shock absorber, the guide assembly contains the bushing and the oil seal. Normally, this guide is pressed into the body or mechanically crimped. You can see how the tube is bent. We simply remove the crimp, extract the guide, replace all the worn components and convert the shock absorber into a fully serviceable design. But not at this one. This one isn't pressed, isn't crimped, it is welded directly to the shock absorber body. Completely welded. You can see it. The moment you remove it, it's destroyed forever. And here is the real problem. Replacement guides have not been available for many years. So, how do you repair a shock absorber when its most critical component no longer exists? You design an entirely new one. Before opening the shock absorber, we will test it on our electromagnetic dyno. We expect a bad working diagram because this is an 33 years old shock absorber. We can test this shock absorber under very hard conditions to simulate the real world load. You can see it. Now we will see the working diagram before repair. Here you can see the working diagram before repair. At low speeds, the graph is okay, it's symmetrical. But at high speeds, the graph is not okay. This part here, it's like free play, and this will cause knocking. Now, let me open it and show you what's inside. So this is the shock absorber. Open it. This is the working piston. This is the piston rod, excuse me, and this is the working pistons. Through this hose, oil pass and creates resistance. If we turn this needle here, we can change the stiffness of the shock absorber. It's a twin tube shock absorber. This is the inner tube and this is the body, the outer tube. Somewhere here, yeah, this is the bottom valve, which is extremely important for the good work of the shock absorber. Now, the biggest challenge is the closing type. As we said, everything is welded. Even the air spring is welded to the shock absorber body. We cut the guide out and we see the guide. This is part of the tube of the shock absorber body. Inside we have the OOC crimped and welded. We copy the guide and we use better oil seal, new oil seal, and even better bushing. We use only German INA bushings. And after we refill the shock absorber, we clean everything inside and we change the oil seal, the bushing, the guide. We close the shock absorber and we will repair the air spring too. We use new rubber and we will show you how we crimp the air spring. This is a 33 years old shock absorbers, so it's normal to be rusty. We clean the surface with sanding machine with glass pearls, glass beads. This sanding machine cleans the old paint without damaging the surface. After that, we will paint the body. So after our repair, everything will be like new. Now you will see the final dyno test after repair, and of course the perfect symmetrical diagram. You can see it in live data. Or force versus displacement. That was fast. So you can clearly see that the final results are perfect. Finally, we have the shock absorber repaired and of course the air spring repaired. As a result, we have working shock absorbers with all OEM functions. Everything works like new, like original. New air spring with the same spring rate, and yes, we will put the spring, the coil spring, the top mount, and everything is ready to be fitted to the car. Another suspension that many people considered impossible to repair has been brought back to life. And another incredibly rare collector car will continue driving on its original suspension. If you enjoy seeing rare engineering projects like this, make sure to check our videos. Thank you for watching.